What is up, everybody? Beautiful people around the world. It's your host, Simone, and welcome back to I Was Thinking. Yay. Um, Kind of a solo host today. Last minute, Lala messaged me. She's not going to be available for this episode, which is fine. It's fine. The show must go on because I'm not going to leave y'all in the dark for another month or so. So we are here. We're trucking along. Yeah. But I am not here by myself. I will introduce the guests in a second. Remember last time, if y'all listened to the last episode, I said I wanted to record and talk about seeing Hobie in Oakland separately. So that's what this is about. If you couldn't tell by the title also, if you didn't click on it. But yes, Hobie in Oakland. I am so awkward when it comes to solo hosting. It's fine. It is fine. So first guest is, stop laughing at me. I'm trying my best. The first guest who is laughing at me fumble already, like I haven't been doing this for almost 5 years, a recurring guest. You've heard her voice before. It is the lovely Gina.
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
She is. She is. You've already been on this podcast for I don't know how many times already.
I feel like this is like the third or fourth time at this point.
Might be the third time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's still talking about Hobie. The last time was Namjoon, but I feel like we had a Hobie episode. I think that was one of the first ones.
Oh, you came on when we talked about Jin and Hobie. Remember?
Yeah.
When around Jin came out.
Yeah. So it's like my third time, I think.
Yeah. Still talking about your man.
Still talking about my man.
Yes, yes. And we have a new voice with us today. Let me introduce the lovely Nae.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here today. This is my first time here, so it's a little weird for me, but, I'm excited.
A good weird or a bad weird? Are you nervous?
A little, but, it's because it's not something I'm used to doing, but I think I'll just slide right in. I'm used to talking to you ladies, so that won't be the problem.
Exactly. Just pretend you're just talking to us and no one else is going to listen to this, even though people will. But it's fine. That's what I have to do sometimes.
Got it.
Yes. So if people don't know, I usually try to tell the audience how we know each other. And it shouldn't be a surprise when I say it's from Shay's Discord. So
yeah, I feel like that's how I know all my BTS friends is through Discord.
Yes. What are you going to say, Gina?
I was going to say, I do feel like it's through Discord or just random TikTok connections that led to Discord. But yeah, pretty much all my friends are from Discord. So it's not shocking when all of us talk. Even Lala, met on Discord.
Yeah, because I met Gina. I think I've already said this a million times. She's been on here through TikTok, at least, because we were following each other before Shay's Discord. I don't know if I was following Nae for...
I don't do anything. I'm literally just a TikTok stalker. I don't post anything or anything. So nobody really follows me because there's nothing to follow.
Well, I don't know if you were following me. Maybe I should have said that when I was making content before Shay's Discord.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know when I actually started following you, if it was before or after Shay's Discord. Because, obviously I got into Discord through TikTok, but it started actually with Jen. And then it snowballed from there where I just interconnected everybody following her. So I don't know if it ever trickled down to you before Discord created or not.
Right. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I don't have a personal TikTok anymore. So it's not like it matters. But yes. And this was also the trip that we all got to actually meet each other in person for the first time. I actually got to meet Gina in person for the first time since I talked to her every day. Shocking, right?
Every day, literally every day. Not even a lie or exaggeration.
No, They usually say, don't meet people off the internet. Don't trust strangers. But here we are.
That first time I went to go meet everybody, I got to meet Gina the first time. In Chicago. That was definitely new for me as well. That was
a really big...
I wasn't sure what I was doing.
Because that was a lot of people from the internet. You just hoped that everybody was going to be cool. But I knew everybody was going to be cool this time because there were I have talked to all of you beforehand. And literally we were going to stay with the lovely Nae. So, and we were going to invade her home.
So which we did.
We just took over.
To be fair, I told you to make yourselves at home. My house was your house. So,
It was so nice, though.
Just be comfortable.
I'm literally saying to Paul that I want to go back, though, when it's warm so we can all enjoy the pool.
The pool,
We get to enjoy the pool next time, okay?
Yep, absolutely. Definitely come when it's warmer, though. Like towards the end of summer, because that's when the pool is warmer. There's no heater on it. So it's freezing cold, even at the beginning of summer. So,
but yeah, we were just definitely lucky, though, that it all came together like it did. And we all got along. There was no drama. It was, it was one of the best times. And the fact that we got to go see someone that we really love perform was amazing.
Yes.
It's definitely going to be like a highlight of this year for sure.
Yes,
I think I'm going to have to find one of the pictures that we took and put it up on the wall. Remember the wall we're going to create in that big room, the Do Epic Shit wall. I'm going to try to find a good picture of us and put it up there. Because that was a good weekend. That was a good, like 5 days.
Yeah.
There forever.
I think 3 out of the 5, we were just pretty much dead on your couch.
Yeah.
And I stayed there for like another 2 days after you guys left. Just trying to recover.
Yes. So also add me to that on the summer list, maybe, as well as I can see little Mochi, which is her dog.
Oh, yeah. Baby Mochi.
Yes, the cutest thing. What type of dog is he again?
He's a Maltipoo, so he's half Maltese, half poodle, toy poodle. Okay. So he's 7.5 pounds now, and that'll be a bit as big as he gets.
So cute. So, he loves people. Really love Gina.
Love Gina.
Love Gina.
A lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Love Gina to this day. He's the only one he's loved that much that she is. He's met other people. He has not loved them as much as he has loved Gina. So.
I hope people know what we're talking about when we say like love Gina, as in like
when dogs twerk. They're twerk.
Yes. He liked to twerk with Gina.
Motion. Everyone just imagine a dog doing that, and that's what that's how he loved me. Okay.
Just from the front because he's a male, but yes, apparently Gina's the only person he has done that to.
Yeah. Yep. He's met new people since, and that is it. She is his love.
Wild. Okay. Well, before we actually get on and talk about the man of the hour, this is basically going to be like a part 2 of talking about Two Soak, because we got some gin announcements that is related to Torek. All of a sudden, we just got sprung with the poster in the middle of his promotions of his new album that's going to come out, Echo, on May 16th. Make sure y'all listen. That Jid is going on tour. It's called Run Soak Gin Episode Tour. And I know when I first saw this, because I'm behind on Run Gin. I don't remember if the last episode I saw was with you guys when we were catching up or not. I believe it was. But I was seeing clips on the internet of not the most recent episode, which at this recording was when he was with members from TXT and Hypen. The one before that, I think after the credits, he was talking about how to kind of wrap up Run Soak Gin, he wanted to do a concert. Now, Jin, from my understanding and my little knowledge of Korean, I heard concert, singular word, not concerts. Okay, sir? I didn't hear the plural concerts. So I just thought you were going to do a cute little, like maybe another showcase like you did for Happy in Korea, and that's it. And I'll find a way to stream it, or if they show it on Weavers. So when I looked at the poster at first, I was like, tour? But this says Run Soak Gin. So is this an episode? Oh, wait, no, this is an actual tour? Because I had to keep looking at it and I saw date. And I was like, oh, this man's going on a solo tour. And then I had to sit there. I'm like, Jin is going on a solo tour. And then it got worse because I saw one of those dates was Florida. And I had to literally ask Gina. I was crying in these voice notes. I wish Lala was here because I was also crying to her in voice notes. I'm like, please, someone else double check this to make sure this is Tampa, Florida. And I am not I can't read all of a sudden. This is Florida, right?
Yeah. No, so I did actually catch up on all those Run Soak Gins last night, in fact. And so it did say concert. There was no S at the end of it. And it said,
Thank you.
It said, like, look forward to it. It said fan con. Like, so I thought, oh, wait, how did we get multiple dates? Because if that's what everybody was talking about, it said concert and fan con. Like, no, I was not prepared for that at all. Had a little freak out because we just had the conversation. We had just had the conversation. What, like two?
The day before. I feel like it was the day before,
right? It was like the day before where we were saying, oh, nobody else, there's rumors of JK, but if we think about all the other members who are left, none of them will go on tour, like a solo tour. That's not a thing. Like, I mean, I remember saying there was no way, like Jimin or Jin, like they would never, like, that's just not their thing. So apparently, I'll just get my clown mask out now and
yeah. I'm done making predictions. Anytime I'm going to be like, oh, a member could never. And I feel like I said that we recorded for Namjoon, and I really just need to stick with that. I need to stop trying to predict. I said I'm not a theory army, and I'm just, whatever's given to me, just accept it. I'm done trying to be like, well, maybe they'll do this, or maybe someone won't do this. No, I'm just going to shut up now because I just don't know.
I'm just going to prepare for all of them at this point.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much. Go ahead, Gina.
I was going to say, I never dropped so many F-bombs in my life when I was reacting. I was literally hyperventilating in voice notes, screaming on the top of my lungs, what am I going to do? Because I did not have this on my bingo card at all. I didn't expect it. And we had literally just gotten off Hobie's tour like a few weeks ago. And I was just getting over my post-concert depression. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because for those who don't know, Jin is my bias wrecker. So the fact that my bias and bias wrecker have decided to now go on tour is insane to me. And for someone who I know he talks about, like, he's at the parties with his webtoons. I'm like, this man is going to stand on a stage and perform for ARMY, which is amazing, but it definitely was not expected. And to see that, like, he's only doing like select regions, it looks like he's only doing certain sections of the United States, it's going to be chaos. And ticketing is on Tuesday when this, and I just keep thinking about how much chaos is going to ensue. But it is nice to see places like Florida and like the UK. London is getting a date. Amsterdam, of all places, is getting a date, which I think is great. I am just curious about what the setup is going to be. And Simi and I had talked about this. Like, I am curious to see what Jin's interpretation of BTS is, because every solo tour, there has been some kind of mashup or songs have been pulled out of the catalog. And I'm intrigued to see what a vocal line interprets BTS as, because I think he's gonna find a way to put them in there somewhere. So that's, for this tour, I think that's like the biggest thing that I'm intrigued by. But I definitely didn't have this like on my radar at all.
Yeah, because like Gina had just mentioned, because I had brought up the fact, like when Yoongi did his tour, it was very rap heavy. And even when he did like songs from BTS, like, I don't remember, did he do Silver Spoon in that as well too? Listen, I'm telling you, that song is never coming off the set list, because I think him and Hobie did do it. So, but still, I think he added it to his, like, the melodies, like maybe did like his verse and like the chorus, but still, and he did like the ciphers, whereas Hobie honestly didn't really do much of like the BTS like rap songs. He just did all the dance ones. Like, he did Mic Drop, he did Bepse. I feel like I'm blanking on another.
Airplane Part 2.
Airplane Part 2. So it was all ones for dancing, which he's known as the dancer. So I am curious how, like you said, Jin will interpret BTS in his own way. And
like, will Dimple come out? Like, like something like that. Or House Cards. Okay, let's just shoot for the stars. I need that song.
Oh, okay. But House of Cards, I feel like I'd need all of them to be there. That would be my ultimate Like if all vocal line is gonna be there, I need them to do House
I
of
also
Cards.
feel like that with Dimple, but I feel like that would be such a fun one for him to do.
Yeah.
I feel like that more with House of Cards, though, like Nae was saying, just so like the layering of the vocals that they do.
Yeah.
It's got to be all 4 of them.
Got to be all 4 of them.
Or he just pulls out his guitar like he did that one time and plays Butterfly acoustic guitar version.
I mean, that'd be pretty, maybe.
Yeah.
Listen, Jen, call me.
Hire her.
Yes, please. Please hire her. We need her in there. I feel like too, though, because they're calling it the Run Soak Gin, like, is he going to play games? Like, is he going to be like mixing it up with music and kind of his, little interactive type thing?
I think so.
Because it was the episode that it was after was there was a YouTube host and he was playing games throughout the episode.
So do we think that he's going to have an MC with him, or if he's going to MC and do the games? Because I think
he could do both, because he did it during the Happy Showcase. So it's the Gin show. I just feel like he's capable of doing both if he wants to.
I just keep imagining Jonathan walking out and MC
right
these games. Could you imagine?
That would be pretty funny. I just don't know how that would work in America, only because I don't think Jonathan actually speaks that much English.
Right.
So
it didn't, when I watched that up, it didn't seem like it. Like he speaks English, but it's not his strongest.
I'm really excited to see, because I think it's his variety show, essentially. Like, I feel like it's like Sonny and Cher, okay? But it's just Gin.
I feel like
entertainment.
There's a way he can do that. It would be fun if he was able to like bring fans up, but I know how that can get dangerous. But I feel like there's a way you can do like kind of bingo style with like the light sticks or something, way to where everyone in the arena is interactive. So
yeah.
Well, and then we can just manifest out there that maybe some other members show up to come and play games with him. That would be amazing.
I mean, they will be out by that time, so
they will be. So, like, come on.
We're gonna dream big, okay? We're gonna dream big.
We are. We're not going to be disappointed with anything, but we can always dream.
Oh no,
big.
Absolutely not. Yeah,
just to be able to see him is all I really care about at this point. And I'm just very happy he's coming to Florida. And at this point, if any other member is going to tour solo and they want to come to Florida, Gin, hype it up. Okay, talk about the beautiful waters, talk about the fishing. I don't care how annoyed they get with you talking about fishing. Just hype it up. Because if Namjoon again does a solo tour, because I have been very vocal about, I also think he probably would never. But now I don't know anymore and I'm scared. But I will travel to see my band, but I would really like if he comes here. So Jin, please hype
I've been traveling to see these men, and I'm traveling again to see Jin. I'm not opting out of Jin. I'm going for Jin as well. I begged my husband, it's fine. He was like, are you serious? And I was like, yep, I am very serious about this.
It's just, it's hard because, I think we obviously have our biases, but we love all of them. And I just feel like if I'm willing to go for one, then I need to be willing to go for all of them. And Jin is actually on my bias line. Like it's Jimin, then Jin. So I was like, oh, nope, can't. I have to. It's like required.
Yeah. But money wise is hard.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I was just going to say. I think it's like, how far can our purse strings go? Because it's expensive. Ticket prices aren't getting any cheaper. So neither is travel. So
no. So that's why I'm like, if they come to Florida, I'm there depending where they go, because obviously, because we went to Oakland, Nae lives in California. So it is a little bit easier slightly for her to go to places, because they always go somewhere in California, where like me and Gina, we usually do have to travel. I am surprised more groups are starting to come to Florida. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not complaining about it. So it's just one of those factors where it's like, even though you do want to see all of them, and even if you can't see all of them, that doesn't diminish you as a fan of all of BTS and all 7 of them. It's just, again, I still have bills to pay. I would still like to eat. I would still like a place to sleep, like a bed and actually a roof over my head. So like those things do come first, guys. I'm sorry. Like I would like to live. I gotta live so I can be able to see you.
No, and I mean, for those wondering, I'm traveling to go see Jin in Tampa.
Yay!
I'm going with Simi. And my daughter's coming this time.
Nice.
So I'm very excited. She's very excited. I think she's even more excited than me. So I'm really glad that I get to be able to do that. But yes, we are going to be fighting those ticket monsters.
Yeah, and by the time this episode comes out, we would have already been ticketing. So, because if it's not obvious, all three of us are going to try to go see Jin. So I'll put something in if we got the tickets or not. But we're just wish us luck, guys. We're going to pray that we.
Nate, you're going to California, right? Anaheim?
Yeah, it's in Anaheim, so it's just south of LA. So I mean, that was the other piece. He picked places that were kind of not normal, like you were saying to me. Him going to Florida, which is exciting and everything, and then also going to the UK. But for California, it was kind of weird that he picked Anaheim because the venue. That's the other thing too. All the venues they're small, so that's why it's going to be like a bloodbath because it's I think some of the smallest venues that they've picked for any of their.
Well, I mean, the one in Tampa. Yeah, Tampa, I think even when you cut it off, it holds about like 20,000 I saw.
Even after cutting it off for like concert style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Honda Center for Anaheim holds 22,000 total, I think is what it was.
But when you cut it off, it's less.
It's less. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Whole entire capacity was like, I think it was like 20 something, 22,000, I think.
I might need to recheck to make sure that's accurate for Tampa because, yeah. Oh, God. Just wish us luck, guys, okay?
Yes, please. Please.
But anyway, we will go ahead and move on and talk about the man we were able to see, thankfully, which is J-Hope, a.k.a. Jay, a.k.a. Hobie. He has a lot of names, guys, a lot of names.
Yeah, I feel like Jay is who came to the U.S.
Jay was definitely who came to the U.S.
That's who we got.
And he knows it now, too. And he definitely showed us that he knows it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Although in his mind, because he said this in a live, too, he thinks it's just the letter J that we call him. And it's also kind of like the nuance of like, no, sir, like there's American names, like nicknames, J, like usually spelled Jay, where usually it means like, in the nicest way possible, like the fuck boy type, gets all the ladies, you act up. You're the give me a hug type guy, okay? Like, where my hug at? That's how you act in
him. He just opens his arms.
Yep.
In the loving way possible. Sir, we gonna get to it. But let's start out from the very beginning of us, getting tickets. I'll let Nae answer this one because she was actually the lucky one that got our tickets the first day for us to be able to go day one. And then I'll talk about day two. So apparently I need to take more credit for day two, according to Nae.
You do. Yes, absolutely. You do need to take more credit for day two because that was awesome. Day one. Yeah. So we were all in there. We were all in the, whatever to get tickets. And so it was just, I got the lucky draw. I will not lie. When it popped up, I think what was I like 1,600 in the queue or something like that when mine popped up.
Way earlier than us. Yeah. I was like,
I don't even remember.
I was like 49, I think 49,000. I was behind both of y'all.
600. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like anytime it pops in and if you're less than 2,000, like I immediately go panic mode, like, because it moves fast after that. So I remember popping in and seeing that it was like at 1,600 and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to actually get tickets. And then what came through my head next was I might get in there and there still may be VIP and, the Hope stage or I just thought, oh man, I'm going to get in there. There's going to still be those available. Like, what do I do now? I have done the ticketing. I think there's a couple of us in Discord that are called, did she call us? The ticket gods favorites or something like that. I think that's our nickname. I know I'm a part of that group. So I've been in these queues before, and been that way before, but it never, the anxiety and the panic never goes away when it first comes up and like it says you're next. And it's like once it says you're next, that assassin mode comes in and all the panic just goes away and you're like, and I'm ready. So you just get in there and you do your thing. I was shocked to see that there were VIP like so close. I was like, oh man, we could be on the floor. Holy cow, we could be like, I think my tickets were what, row 11, I think was that we ended up on the floor or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd never been on the floor before. I'd never done VIP before. So I was just like, ding, 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 got him. Like it was just, yep, those look good. I'm going to take them because I figured that was close enough. And then I remember coming back and you guys, I remember coming back because we were on a call together, all chatting while we were waiting in queue. And like, you guys were both like, oh, she's back. And my hands were shaking. Yeah. I was shaking and I literally thought, I think I'm going to throw up.
You kept repeating that too.
Yeah.
She muted us, so we did not know what was happening.
No, I did.
She had dropped the call and we were like, because she's like, oh my God, I'm next, guys. I'm freaking out. I have to drop. So she disappeared. Me and Gina are just sitting there like, okay, like, oh God, we're not, what is going on? Is she okay?
I had to drop because I just kept thinking I need to stay focused. So I didn't want to hear anything. I just needed to, I had Hobie music on. I had my music going. So that's all I needed. And so that's like, okay, I have to drop. So when I came back, I knew when you guys were like, oh, she's back. I did. I was like, I couldn't believe I was able to get those tickets and they weren't, with that stupid dynamic pricing. So they were the regular ticket price.
It was a steal.
It was a steal.
It really was.
So I really felt like my ninja skills came in really was like they were on point that day. So and then it was just pure excitement. Like, holy cow, I can't believe this is happening. This is actually happening. Yeah.
It took me like a good week to start freaking out because I also just couldn't believe it. Because like I've never let me not say that. But like for big artists like BTS, like I've never had a chance to do like VIP because, they do like the soundtrack and all that. Never got a chance to be on the floor. I'm not one of the God's favorites when it comes to ticketing. So I was just like, so we really got VIP. Like I just kept repeating that in my head. So I'm like, I'm going to be on the floor. I'm going to get in before everybody else. I have to be there early. Yeah, man. It took me a week to process that.
I kept checking my phone because, there's always like the rumors that, people's tickets get stolen or, I will say for the first week, I kept going into the app and they were like, yep, nope, they're there. Nope, they're real. Oh, yeah, nope, this is happening. Because it's just one of those things where you're just like, that really happened? Like, did that happen? So I did. I was constantly checking like, no, okay, we're still good.
Yeah.
And we were going for both days, but we only managed to when they went on sale to get for day one, because day two, our queue times were horrible. Like they were sold out like by the time I got in because I had the best placement in the queue. And even I was like, I wanted to say I knew I had very slim because I think I was like close to 4,000th in line. And like you said, as soon as you see that you're behind like the 3K line, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But yes, we were going for 2 days. That's where Simi comes into this story.
Mm-hmm.
Where the plot
the plot thickens.
I mean, it's not that exciting, I guess, because unfortunately, I get oddly manic during concerts like that I'm going to. And I don't know why, because I know I'm not going to buy the tickets, but I'll like go on Ticketmaster maybe every couple of hours, like each day just to look. It's also kind of like a game, too. I think I just like to see if like the prices go up or if they drop closer to the date and like what type of tickets are available, all that. So I was mainly looking at Ticketmaster at first. And I think one time I was just talking to Gina and she had brought up StubHub and I was like, I don't know why I forgot about StubHub because StubHub was actually how I was able to get floor seat for BTS at MetLife. at their 2019 concert. And that too, I was freaking out because that's the time where you were still able to like print your ticket. And like the whole time we were in line, like I could not feel my heart because it was beating so fast. And I was just wanting to make sure, like, please don't tell me I got scammed. Please don't tell me I got scammed. So once she put the wristband on her wrist, I was like, oh, thank God, we made it. I was terrified. So long story short, I went into StubHub one random morning and I was just looking at tickets. And then I happened to look at the floor to be like, okay, let's see if they're selling them for like a house mortgage or something. And I happened to see like 4 tickets on sale for about like $700. I was like, wow, these are like the cheapest I've ever seen someone try to resell tickets. They may be going, like, if I try to check again, they'll probably be gone. So I took a screenshot and sent it to Gina and I was like, not thinking anything of it. I'm like, wow, you know, there are some nice people out there. This is the lowest I've ever seen floor seats. And they were like, because we were row 11 day one. So I think they were row 12, but we were in like the front
We were
section,
row 10.
We were row
section.
10.
We were row 10.
Mm-hmm. For day 2.
For day 2.
I think we have that backwards. I think we were row 10 day 1 and row 11. I remember us being a row behind whenever we were day 1.
You might be right. Yes. We might be backwards because I remember.
So I think we were, we were row 11 day 2 and row 10 day 1. But day 1, we were in the side section, like row A. So like if you're facing the stage, we were on the left-hand side. Where this time we were like literally dead set in the middle. And I was like, wow, a nice person actually has them. That's not over $1,000 each. And then I went to go look at it, I think a couple minutes later. And I was like, oh no, they're gone. That's too bad. And then Gina texts me. She's like, yeah, that's because I bought them. I was like, Gina, what? You did what? I didn't send this to you so you would buy them. I sent them to you just to show you.
Listen, I
was like, what do you mean you bought them? And she's like, yeah, because all 4 of them was gone. I was like, so did you buy all 4? She's like, no, I just bought 3. I was like, okay, cool.
I couldn't pass it up. Literally, the price was like only $100 over what we paid face value for. So whoever that army is, I think it's an army. It has to be. I don't know what scalper or whoever would put the price as that, but I hope your days are really nice because literally that price was right. I literally like saw what Simi had sent and I was like, Paul, look at this. And he's like, that's really good. He's like, just do it. Because I was like, should I talk to Nae about it? I said, no, because I'm thinking to myself, no, if I wait till the time zone switches over, I was like, they could be gone. Someone's going to buy these. So I'm like, I'm just doing it. And then I'll ask for forgiveness later. And I just pulled the trigger. I was like, these are ours. Because it was center stage. What are you going to do?
No, that is true. Because I just remember getting up and then looking in our missed messages, our private messages that we had between the 3 of us talking about the concert and you guys going back and forth about him. And then literally Gina said, Nae will forgive me. It's fine. And absolutely 100%. Because that is the hard part. I mean, I'm over here. You guys are 3 hours ahead of me. So you guys see things way before I do. So yeah, no, there was no forgiveness to be given because I was like, heck yeah.
I guess I was the only one who was sitting here just in disbelief, just like, oh, so she really bought them. Okay. Like, yeah. I just wasn't expecting you to do that. I'm still kind of speechless to this day and the concert's over. So
I'm very impulsive. Like, that's the one thing, like, I'm very impulsive. And especially when it comes to concerts. And like I said, as we have done more ticketing and gone to more concerts, and especially K-pop, those deals don't come around very often. Yeah. Usually when you see floor, they're for exorbitant amounts of money. You can see floor seats going for like $3,000 each, like very easily. So when I saw those and knowing that it's a BTS member, like it's a deal you can't pass up. Like the price was right. And I mean, the location was perfect. And so, and we'll get into that, but like, I definitely feel like with ticketing, like you do have to know your budget or know the people will forgive you when you go
know who
over
you're buying tickets for.
Because sometimes
and make sure you trust them with money because I'm still on a payment plan for Gina right now. So it's fine.
So, but that's what I'm saying. I definitely think too, like group ticketing is a really good way to, if you have a group that you're going with or want to go with, like that's a good way to ticket because you have those moments where you have that person who is going and checking like every day for those deals. Because I thought we would have to wait closer to the date because usually tickets drop as you get closer to the date, but we got these like far away, like a few weeks before the actual
almost
event.
a good month, I think, because I think that was our plan. Just maybe while we were in California at Nae's house, just look at the ticket prices and maybe get like 100 section.
Right.
I think that was not in our trajectory.
That was not what happened. And it worked out beautifully.
It did, because we did get another surprise. I also just happened to be on TikTok randomly. It always comes to me, apparently.
So you did play a huge role that you're not giving yourself credit for in multiple ways.
Yes, I know. So I came across a TikTok. It was of this girl. She had went to Brooklyn, I think, because the concert had already started. So we were just waiting for our turn because we were like the second to last stop. So we still had some time. And she was like, if y'all had bought resale tickets, get to the venues early and just check, especially if they were in the sections like VIP was being sold, because they were honoring like the sound checks and the VIP. So then she held up her lanyard. She's like, I got resale from StubHub and I just happened to be at the venue early, and I went up and asked, and they ended up, honoring it. So she was able to go to soundcheck and get VIP off of resale, which actually is the first. I don't know if any other artists usually do that, but I don't think so. But It was just very shocking. No.
We got double soundcheck is what ended up happening, because we had soundcheck when Nae got, we had Hope. What is it? The stage package.
Because there's two ones. The Hope one was with soundcheck and send off. Yeah. The stage was just sound check, and we didn't get send off, which I'm actually okay with.
I actually am too. It's so funny though, because when we saw that there was a possibility that our day 2 could be sound check again, I was like terrified, because I'm like, what if they don't honor it? And when we got up there, I was like, please, accept these tickets.
accept these gifts I have, except by offering.
Because they asked you, like, are you the buyer? Like, are you the original buyer? That's how she phrased it. And I said, no, they're from StubHub. But she asked my name or whatever. And she checked and she's like, yeah, you're good. And we got wristbanded. And she's like, you can go pick up your gift, like when you get up there. And it was just like one of those moments. Like, we couldn't believe. It's so exciting when it first happens, but to know that they're honoring it and it is transferable now, at least for this time, that was like the best feeling. Because again, this never happened. Like, I feel like some people are so lucky that it does happen, but we unexpectedly fell into these tickets. So it was just like an additional gift was given to us.
Yeah, because we had no expectation of having soundcheck, even though we were so close and stuff. We did not go in thinking, oh, we got soundcheck again. We were just assuming we would be on the floor again.
I was in shock that second time.
Yeah,
because even the guy the first day helped us out. He was like, told us this, I guess, secret of like the colors of the background of your barcode. So like, I guess regular people, like no VIP, they had blue backgrounds. We had red ones. So, because that just showed the first tier.
And the Hope stage, was it gold?
It was gold.
I think it was gold, yeah. So he's like, as long as you have one of the red or gold backgrounds on your barcode ticket digitally, then you're good. And I mean, Gina did have it, so we still weren't sure if they were just going to honor it either way. But we were like, okay, this is looking up. It's still promising. So then again, we went second day. It was honored.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we all just, did the girly fangirl laugh and
yeah, we like squealed and
we squealed. Oh, we totally did.
It was
I am not ashamed to say I am 47 years old and I probably squealed like a 16-year-old little girl. Like, just, can't believe this. Like, I was totally that kid. I was that kid again. It was fine. It was fine. It was worth it.
It was worth it. So since we're on the subject of soundcheck, how was soundcheck for everybody? I could say that I didn't know what to expect because, again, like I just said, I've never done a soundcheck before for an artist. I've had VIP before where like I've taken pictures, but like that's usually after the concert. So it was nice. I mean, honestly, I was a little spoiled. The fact that we were able to get in so early before everyone else, even after the sound check, we were just able to hang out. We learned better for day 2 than day 1. We could talk about a little bit later, but it was just like, I was like, this is nice. I don't feel too overcrowded. I mean, there was a lot of people for sound check, but it's like, I like this. I do. And of course, Hobie was amazing. Very interactive with the crowd. God, that man. I just don't know what else to say, but it was spectacular, especially for my first time. So did not disappoint. Nae, you want to go next since you also never did soundcheck before?
That was also my first. I had never done soundcheck before or even had like VIP like that. So this was my first time with VIP, soundcheck, everything. So it seemed like there was a lot of people there, but it was still felt really like intimate though. There wasn't a ton of people. So you know what? I liked the relaxed feel of it. Like he came out and you literally just felt like, oh, he's talking to me. Like,
yeah,
he's singing to me.
Personal.
It's a little personal feeling. And like when he came out, like just casual, like he looks so good. And then you're just, you get that emotional, like, oh my gosh, like he's here, he's there. I don't know. I know we're all like diehard for these boys, but it's just like, you just get a little teary-eyed. So then you, on top of that, you have this more intimate kind of setting and you're getting a little bit more of his private personality. And that to me was like, this is awesome. Like I'm going to have to try for soundcheck every time because I want that little piece of interaction that you get. That you just feel special. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. It is like a drug. You're like, okay, I need this piece now. I need this little piece. So yeah.
Gina, how about for you? Because you were lucky and not only did you get to see Yoongi, but you had soundcheck for him, correct?
Yeah, I had soundcheck for Jackson Wang before.
Oh, Jackson. I thought you had it for Yoongi too. No, or did you just have Floor?
As well. I had Yoongi in New York. I went to Newark and I did have it for you. This was definitely different because this time we had chairs. For Yoongi,
yes.
For Yoongi, soundcheck was all standing GA.
And can I just say real quick, I don't know if it's just that venue or if it was all the chairs, like at all the stops, but shout out to those chairs because I was expecting, the old plastic like chairs they usually take at events where it's so hard. These had cushions. I was like, oh, Hobie, you're spoiling me. They were
comfy. They were nice chairs. You were absolutely right. They were so nice.
I was like, oh God, like you know me so well. I know you know me well, but you know me so well.
You couldn't move them. They were like strapped down on that floor too. You weren't going to fall.
Felt so pampered with those chairs for a floored, like seated arena concert. They were actually so much nicer than I was expecting.
Yeah, so that was like one of the biggest things for me was that Yoongi really did do standing only. So soundcheck was a lot more comfortable this time because we could take a break before he came out. Like we were all sitting, we were all chilling. And then as soon as you see that little middle part of the stage lift up and there he is walking out, it's like you just immediately smile because you know that the show is like the little appetizer is going to begin because it's always like it sets the precedence of how the show is going to go. Like you see his energy level right out of the gate. Like what is he going to be into? Even up to the clothes that he's wearing, like, because he is a fashion forward person. He loves his fashion. And so I really do feel like the first day, especially, he was more put together in a sense that he was going for a certain aesthetic. But it was really day 2. Day 2 was when I got my manifested outfit that I had been manifesting since he started this tour, all I wanted was gray sweatpants. I just was like, I need this man in gray sweatpants for sound check for me. And he came out in those gray sweatpants and I lost my mind. I literally screamed so loud. And I mean, and obviously it's just like one of those moments, like, it's like, why am I manifesting this hard? I manifested this tour and now I manifested these gray sweatpants. But that was like really what told me day 2 was going to be chaos. Because any of those members who put gray sweatpants on, you know, they are after. And I think just seeing how he was dancing and everything, because he can't sit still. Like the whole time for sound check, he just bounces around the stage. Like he's everywhere at one time. And I think too, the whole thing where he likes to film sound check for when he comes out, it's just, it seems more meaningful. Like you get to be a part of a group of ARMY that get to see him and be on Instagram. Even though you can't see your face, you know you were in that little group. And it does feel good to be like part of that moment in time. But like soundcheck is special. It's one of my favorite things. I always try to go for it because for me, it's worth it. Maybe some people might look at the price tag and say, and that's fine. But for me, soundcheck is always worth it because I do think it gives you that intimate, more casual, and it sets the tone for the rest of the show.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. So was that your favorite moment of soundcheck? Him coming out with the gray sweatpants? That's your favorite part?
Best part ever. Day 2, gray sweatpants all day, every day.
You did manifest really hard because you did keep asking for that in Oakland. You're like, as long as I get to see him in some type of gray sweatpants, I will be fine. And I looked over at you and you were not fine.
No.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. Not even close.
No. I think my favorite part, and it's kind of like what you were saying, Gina, about like he doesn't, you know, like most artists you would expect, like they're just doing a sound check, making sure everything sounds correctly, like the mic isn't doing too bad of a back feed. I don't know the proper terms for things, guys. I'm sorry, especially when it comes to music. So I think most people would just expect the artist maybe just stand there and actually sing. But no, you're right. Like he can't stand still. Like he's dancing around. He's literally acting like he is about to perform, which is the best. It's almost kind of like when JK did Good Morning America and the sound check, they ended up broadcasting on TV because it looked like he was performing. Like that's how you know they're really good artists. You're always on 100 when you know you're about to perform. So that was actually special for me. I don't know what song I enjoyed him doing the most. I really do enjoy, I think it was Day One Baseline because I just love that song. So I think I would have to say Baseline was my favorite that he did during soundcheck. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I could like pick out a favorite. I was just like in it the whole time.
Just taking everything in.
Just taking everything in.
Honestly, because that's what I ended up doing day 2. I did something I never did and didn't record. Do I regret it slightly? A little bit, because there is a lot of moments that happened. I was like, damn it, why is that on my phone? But it's fine. I was trying my best to actually be in the moment and enjoy, especially our position. And man, it was a time. It was definitely a time. So was there any funny moments during the concert that we had? And y'all are already laughing because should I just go ahead and bring up the confetti?
Yes.
And I wish Lala was here because I told her as soon as I say the word confetti, y'all both were going to just fall out of your seats. So who wants to try to explain me and my beef with the confetti?
I'll do it.
Yes.
So
if they can contain themselves.
The biggest thing I had noticed day 1 was when there were different types of confetti that would fall throughout the show. There were butterflies, there was money, there was like all kinds of things.
Which I will say real quick for the butterfly, I felt bad because he was dancing when the butterflies were coming down before he did all this on the street. And like, because you're on the floor. So sometimes my mind would be like ADHD. Oh my God, butterfly. I should catch it. Wait, Hobie is dancing on the stage. I need to pay attention to him. But wait, butterfly. I was like, which one do I focus on? The others wasn't as bad as the butterfly as far as concentration.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when we were towards the side, it didn't fall to us as much. Like a lot of the stuff that fell, other than the money did really like come to us, but everything kind of went to the center. So it fell to the center. So we were like, oh, when we're in the center, we'll probably be able to get more butterflies or whatever. Well, there is this one part during Just Dance that these huge streamers come out. It looks like toilet paper falling through the sky, but it comes down. But what I didn't realize, and that we soon realized, is that it tends to come out, but then it clumps together in these clumps and it like just plummets to the ground. We were in the center on day 2 and Simi was filming for Nae with Nae's phone because Simi was a little more center in the center. And she's just holding. And so we're all watching and these streamers are coming down. And all of a sudden, I hear a scream. I mean, it's like,
was it like that loud?
It was because you can hear it so clearly in the video because you were recording
this camera. And all of a sudden, these clump of streamer literally fell on her head. She could not see. She's still holding the phone perfectly still. She shrieks like a horror movie. I turn around to look at her to the side, and she's just like a mummy. You can't see anything. And I just stood there laughing. There, like the clip that when she's recording is just me and Nae laughing. Hobie's dancing and doing his thing, and we're just laughing, crying, laughing at Simi because she's literally covered in streamers.
Everything just went so dark.
But you did not move.
It was just like 1 minute I'm watching him. And then the next, I guess, just again, I didn't realize I screamed like that. It was just all voluntary. Like all of a sudden, I just couldn't see. And I hear both of y'all laughing. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I think I had told Nae that day. I'm like, I know we're in the center, but I really hope the confetti don't get on us like that.
You did. You were like, I hope the confetti doesn't get that bad. So, hopefully it'll spread out a little more. You were talking about how you did not want the confetti to be like all on you.
Because there are certain moments, like certain songs, like I was ducking because it was starting to get into my eyes. I was like, I'm trying to watch this, but like I'm being attacked.
You were absolutely attacked. But I will tell you, that video is so clear. Your arms did not move like that. There was no shift. There was no shaking. All you hear is the shriek and then maniacal laughing on because you were in the middle of us.
I was cackling so loud. And then it took me a few seconds and then I started like ripping it off of her. I had to like shred it in half.
You had to tear it.
For so long. So I would like shred it and then pull it off. But it was so funny because people were like actually watching this occur. Like there were people behind us laughing.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about people around us. I was not paying attention to people around us.
And like people were like watching Nae and I just like pull like miles of streamer off.
I feel like the two sides just converged over your head and then dropped. Like that's what it felt like. It felt like the two cannons shot it from the side. They met just above you and then dropped right on you. That's what it looked like. It's literally that's what it looked like.
It was like so heavy. There was so much.
There was so much. I'm so sorry, Simi.
I'm just so happy Hobie is a professional and did not see that at all. I'm just going to pray to God no one on that stage saw that. It seemed like they were in their zone. That's all I care about.
If it had been all 7 members and we were closer, they would have laughed their asses off. They would have seen it 100%.
There is no way if Jin saw that he would not have stopped and pointed and laughed. I'm sorry. There's just no possible way that would have happened.
That's why I'm glad it happened at Hobie's.
Because Because it was so loud. I know you don't think it was so loud, but it was so loud.
It was loud.
I'm also trying to sit here and be like, well, was it like a distinguish between a normal scream when people are screaming at them, or was it a scream that sounded like something was wrong?
Something was wrong.
Something was wrong.
It was like scary because I think when it went black in your vision, like when it went woo, dark, it was like you screamed because it was terrifying. And so it was more high pitched than just like, you know, like it wasn't like that.
Oh, we really do need to set up that thing where the link drive so that we could upload everything.
It was so funny.
I mean, I could literally edit that piece out and send it to you.
Yeah, I mean, send it to me. I'll probably put it on the social media.
Okay.
But that was the funniest moment. That was like such. And now every time I listen to Just Dance, I literally crack up at that part because it was a distinct part in the song that the screaming occurred. So every time I listen to that song, I just call it Simi's song now.
Simi's song, yeah, it's Simi's song. It'll forever be Simi's song.
Forever. But it was the best moment. And I think it was just, and again, it was like a good moment. It wasn't like it was something traumatizing. Like I know that.
How do you know I wasn't traumatized?
I think she is slightly.
Okay, so I'll ask.
I may never look at confetti again.
Would you sit in the center again? Would you sit there again?
Anyway, yes.
She told, except she might wear like a wide brim hat to like protect her from any of the
I gotta wear something. I'm sorry if I'm blocking your view, but like, I didn't realize how dangerous this confetti was.
It was like a blizzard at some points, though.
Yeah.
Like during like chicken noodle soup and stuff, like it got real dense. Like you could not see the stage clear.
It was a lot.
It was, you were eating it because it kept landing.
Yep,
like
it would go in your mouth.
I told Lala I found it literally 2 weeks ago in my wallet. That's how much confetti it was. I'm still finding confetti in my bag.
I wore a hoodie on day 2 and it was in my hood. Like we got in the car and I reached back and it was coming out of my hood. Like it was everywhere. Literally everywhere.
That poor girl next to us, remember she had her drink and they don't give you lids for your drink. And she picked her cup up and it was full of confetti. So, and it,
I mean, that was very intense. So if you do not like if you have a sensory thing where you don't like things touching you from the sky or feels like something's like funneling your vision, maybe don't sit on the floor because the amount of confetti is insane. Yeah. Like it will get everywhere. And if it is like something that you don't like, I do not recommend it.
And if they have the fire stuff, you're going to feel like you got sunburned because you feel the heat when those flames went up.
Any of the pyros, like you will feel it. Because I felt it during Yoongi, like when he had the flames. That's why I said when we were on the floor before, like get ready to feel the heat. Yeah. Because it does, like it's very, very hot. Like it's not going to burn you, but you definitely are aware that there's heat. And I don't regret any sitting on the floor. It was like the best thing. And I will forever be spoiled from sitting center stage. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My standards have been raised in the sense that if I ever see tickets like that, like just normally I'm going to pick it. I'm just gonna click.
Yeah, because I feel like day one, I felt like we had good seats even day one. But then just that little shift from the left to the center, it was not, I mean, when you looked at it, the grand scheme of how we were seated, it was not that big of a shift, but it was enough. It made a huge difference being center versus being off to the side.
Like you were in it more on center stage.
It absolutely did.
It was like tunnel vision. Like when you're on the side, you kind of take in what's beside you. Like you look at the whole arena and see all the army bombs. But when you're center stage, nothing else matters, especially for Hobie because he uses the whole stage for dancing. Like the whole stage became a street. The whole stage became a parking garage. Like it was so sensory driven that being center stage kind of like just made you feel like you were in that little bubble and nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
And it was all immersive and it was magical.
I mean, we definitely had our delusions thinking he was looking at us a couple times.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
That's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we were literally right behind the camera, just a few rows back, where he has to look at so people can see him on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at us, okay?
Yeah.
During sound check, he was, okay? There was nobody behind me. There was nobody behind us. He was looking at me in those gray sweatpants. And I had a whole row because nobody had filled that row yet. Because with sound check, too, people who buy tickets after the fact don't come in if they miss sound check. There's a cutoff for sound check. I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. They don't let anybody in. So we had a whole half row to ourselves. So we spread out, okay? So in soundcheck and my delusion, he saw us, okay? Took note of us.
Yes.
Okay. He saw my half hair, my half blue, half pink hair.
Yes, absolutely.
He saw me screaming like crazy banshee. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had missed over this about what our favorite moments during the concert was. And I had just thought about this when we were talking. This might be y'all's favorite moment too. Day 2, Mona Lisa. He showed the fucking bell.
Oh no. Oh no. Like, no.
Because we also have video evidence of this.
Okay.
And I said, I think this was a moment of his intrusive thoughts came out of his mouth and he didn't mean it. Because, you know, he had his little speech and all that. And then I think he forgot that the camera's supposed to show the belt, which is diabolical in itself. Because y'all know we ain't looking at the fucking belt, okay?
Yes. Nope, absolutely not.
Let's be honest. At this point in time, especially in BTS's career, and they're grown, we are grown too, okay? Women, be looking. Don't get fooled. So it was the fact that he forgot about that part because he was ready to move on. And then he's like about showing it off, doing some wiggles and all that. And all of a sudden he's like, do you want it? And you hear me in the video be like, what? And you hear Gina doing her maniacal laughing.
Yeah. And
to my left. And I was like, do I want what, Hobie? Don't fucking play with me. What do I want? Because
he was so awkward showing the belt.
Oh, he knew what he said.
What are you asking us?
What he said.
He was like, oh shit. Like you could just see it on his face. Because he knew once it was out, he was like, oh, I said that out loud. Like his face, his eyes got so big. I was like, yeah, you know what you said.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Don't play with us. We're already delusional as it is.
And we posted that in Discord and people could not believe it.
Well, because you had said it and then they were like, no way he said that. So then I'm over here like searching for the clip like, no, I promise you.
Like it's somewhere.
I'm like, it's in here. I know it's in here. So I literally went and I clipped it. And so I could post it for you because they were like, there's no way he said that. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I got to get Gina her proof because he 100% said it.
And our stop was the only stop he said.
And our stop was the only stop he did that. Oh, he knew. You're absolutely right. The second it came out of his mouth, it was like he had that look like, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
That was diabolical. That was I was not expecting it at all. Because like, I just think of the video and you hear me. I'm like, what?
What?
No, seriously. It's like, what? And then me like just cackling. People laughing in the background because I was so shocked, but also so excited.
Well, and I think Simi, I think you were like, what? And then all you hear is sir, like that's like all you hear. And then you hear Gina laughing.
Yes, because we have to remember there were some children there, okay? I keep forgetting. Children do like them. That was not a child-rated show. I'm just gonna say
that was not.
But I also remember from favorite moments where Nae had a whole meltdown day. Also day 2, when a certain man, because towards the end of the show, he brings a little box out to represent the stage.
Yeah,
and that was also the day that he chose to wear the glasses.
The glasses. Looking like
glasses.
a freaking
even
husband in his study, waiting for you to come home. Because he was dressed the most casual I've ever seen him too during an encore.
Yes.
Casual down.
I am happy that there was no video of that. Like, because I don't think like actually on my face, because you guys, you're not lying, Gina. I had a whole meltdown that I was done. Stick a fork in me. I was done. I needed to tap out
there
because
were some unholy sounds coming from over there.
So unholy. Like, it was not okay.
I just remember when he was first walking out, I think the three of us actually went quiet. We were quiet and we're like, oh,
yes.
Oh, glasses.
And I was
all
done
down because we were stunned, but then it was Nae who went, oh, and it was like all that came out of her mouth.
I am not ashamed to admit I went complete. That was 100% feral at that moment. If he had even looked in our direction, like really look, I probably would have rushed that stage because I would have been like, he's looking at me. He is looking at me.
Oh my God.
It was.
And then we're going to be like, we don't know her.
Yeah.
We don't know. Oh, even though you're our ride home.
I was your ride home. You're going to have to come get me at some point.
We would have to come after the show. We'd be like, okay, so we actually do know her. She's all right.
She's all right. No, I'm not. Yeah, you guys, Gina, you were absolutely correct. I lost it. I absolutely lost it.
He had never pulled out the glasses before, but in Oakland, he decided it was a good time.
Yeah.
Because we saw it first. And then someone, I think, in the send-off was like, Hobie, you look good in glasses. And then he wore it again.
Then he wore them again. Yeah.
Welcome. Okay. Yes, in LA.
Yeah.
Thank that girl from Oakland.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, no. Was she in LA? Was it during the radio show? Whoever said that to him, just thank her. It was okay.
The girl, it was, during that radio show in LA.
He did in the LA interview.
Really sexy in those glasses. And he's like, oh, yeah. She's like, yeah, you should wear them again. And he's like, okay. And then that night, glasses on.
Okay.
Diabolical.
But also thank Oakland for our reaction for him in the glasses. Okay.
Yes. Because I
act like feral animals. Then he went
feral animals. I know I was not the only one in that entire stadium who was losing her shit. Because, but I was not prepared. That's what it was. I was not prepared.
I think the other moment I just thought of this from day one. This is like a minor thing, but everybody can attest to it that was with me. We saw Stoney come out from behind the stage to go for a walkie. And he comes down the side. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the dog. And I couldn't
explain who the dog for people who may not know.
It's the dog that Mr. Lee throws the ball to backstage in that clip that everybody has seen a million times. At least I have. And there's a dog that's like with them to kind of just like help with mental health and comfort and to wind down. And literally Stoney walks. I literally wish that I was on the outside that day so I could just like chase after it and ask if I could pet the dog. Because seriously, that was like a star moment for me. I was like, oh my God, it's Stoney. It's the doggy.
Guess who else we saw day one now that you said that too? Who Nae saw actually pointed out.
I saw him and then pointed him out. Yeah. Oh, our lovely Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. And I was so excited. And then I was so mad that because I didn't have my phone out day one. I didn't take a picture of him because he was right there. He was so close to where we were.
You love Mr. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
We love him very much. Like if I was at Barricade, I would have acted up just to have Mr. Lee come yell at me. Like
they would have acted up. They just to let y'all know, Gina and Nae would have acted up. I just would have been like, thanks for protecting the boys. Yeah. All right, back to concert.
All right, back to concert.
These two, though.
Mr. Lee. Oh, I love that man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
May he go on Jin's tour so that we can have more clips of Mr. Lee. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be.
Please. I just listen, we're in his fan club. Hobie is well aware that we are a Mr. Lee fan club in Army. There is one.
Oh, he
just know I'm always looking for you, Mr. Lee. If you ever hear this, just know we love you.
Oh my God. So let's move on before Gina continues to thirst over Mr. Lee. So I'm going to combine these two questions. What was your favorite performance and what performance were you guys anticipating or waiting for the most? I'm not going to lie. I can't sit here and be like, what was my favorite performance? Because they were all just so, honestly, I may be biased. I think it was the whole beginning of like the what if, the arson, the stop, and the more. Like something about that whole beginning that just got you so hyped for me was just like the one I can remember the most. And then the most anticipated for me, because I had said this, I think when I was starting to get to know Gina, because I had watched Hobie Palooza on the TV when they had streamed it, when he did it. And this is also my favorite song since I was getting into BTS, but it was Daydream. I'm really happy that I got to see that. And this, like the whole set that he had for it to match the music video. Got a little bit more sexual than I thought, but I'm still happy that I saw it. Because why are you looking at me like that, Hobie? Calm it down. Not strong.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Anyway, Nae, do you want to go next?
I'm with you though. I can't say that I can say I have like one particular favorite performance. I feel like the whole thing, I will like you though, when he came out with the what if and the arson and that whole, like, I feel like that part sticks out most to me because it was the energy, the start. It was the start and it was the energy. And that's where you kind of thought, okay, this is what we're going to be getting. This is what we're going to be getting. But the one that actually sticks out for me too, that wasn't part of that beginning, actually was the Lock Unlock. I don't know why. I think it's just, it might be because of the dancer.
Who also has his own fan club now.
Yeah, they're, you know what it was? I loved their interaction. I loved Hobie's interaction with him. Like that part stands out for me too as one of my favorites. But the beginning for sure, because you just knew the energy was there and you're like, oh, we're in for a ride.
Oh, and the dance break. I didn't get to talk about the dance break of the dancers they had. Man, those dancers, they were so good. Again, shout out to the dancers because my God.
I've had a favorite. I fangirl over her and I follow her now because she, again, was like, yep, I want that one.
We love the dancers, everyone. It's fine.
The dancers were amazing.
They really all matched each other's energy. So I'm just so happy I was able to see them, especially because he has a different set now. But the ones in America, oh God.
Yeah.
What about you, Gina? What was your favorite performance and one you're anticipating the most or that you're waiting for that he did do on the set list?
So my favorite, funny enough, is Lock Unlock, but that's one of my favorite songs. And I just really like how simple it was. It's just him and another dancer. And I always I am a theory army. I like to theorize like what the vision was. And so I always think about it's him and his younger self on the street dancing, or it could be him mentoring another to come up. Like that's how I interpret that whole section. And I just really love the flow of the dance in general. And like I said, I listen to that song so much, but I love that part in that performance. But what I was anticipating was what I call the marathon, which starts at one verse and it goes through even the BTS discography. And it ends with like chicken noodle soup. And I call it the marathon because it is nonstop the whole time. It's like you get that one VCR and then you're in it. You know, the moment he comes up that it's on. And it just is such an amazing thing to watch because the stamina and the determination it takes to not only do that vocally, but to do that as a dancer and know that it's a dance heavy set because you have chicken noodle soup, you have mic drop, you have Betsy, he goes down into the split and pops up. Like there's so many parts to it that are constantly moving. And it's just something I love to watch. And he had said in Oakland, again, day 2, that it was like the best he had felt the whole tour. And he felt like he was giving his best. And it really did show because when he got to that marathon, he just went. And I just love watching that. Like in any footage that anybody grabs, I love to watch that particular section because I think it really is such an impressive part of the show. Like the beginning is impressive because he just dominates in the red. But it's really, for me, that marathon part that's like, holy shit, he is a performer. Like he is on the whole time and he does not let up. And I just find that so amazing and honestly so hot. It is so hot to watch a man like that just command the stage and just perform his heart out. And I freaking love it all day, every day.
Just know when you hear that sweet dream, I can't sing, guys, but once you hear that, don't expect to sit down.
Yeah, no. Oh, and then when he tells you to drop it low, to get low.
Oh my God.
And we were all like, my knees. I had seen clips of people saying that. And I was like, oh, that's cute. And then he tells us
really
to get
that.
low. And it was really that. It was really like, this is as low as it's going to get. I can't.
And he kept saying it. He's like, get low, get low. I was like, Hobie, I cannot go any lower. Okay,
because you're hurting.
You have older fans. Do you not understand? I mean, yes, you are older than me, particularly, but listen, I've always had bad knees. Okay, chronic illness. I can't get that low.
Yeah, as soon as you hear "Sweet Dreams," you know it's on, and you're not sitting down. Okay,
no.
You're not sitting down.
Because like there's a kind of a small break where it tricks you, and people started sitting down. Then all of a sudden he brings out chicken noodle soup, and they start standing up. I was like. Yeah. Y'all should have known better.
You should have known better.
Tricked you. Like the Joker he is. See what I did there? Jack in the Box.
You're not sitting.
Not sitting.
Don't sit.
No. Like it really was impressive. He literally only had 3 VCRs. He had the beginning, I think one between like when he does the songs from Hope on the Street, and then the marathon, and then another one before the encore. Like that's literally it.
Because there's army time is like your break in between.
Right. In between, just before the marathon, right? Was it just before? I feel like it was different.
Before the encore.
Before encore is army time. But yeah, like.
Because that's when people show their signs.
Yeah. Which is a great resting spot. But yeah, like it really, once the marathon starts, you're not sitting and you just know. And it's very intense. And you think, oh, I'm going to be hyped, whatever. No, because you're hyped. But you're also moving the whole time because you can't control your body.
Right.
And that is exhausting.
Yes. I mean, that kind of goes into how we thought Hobie's energy was, which was, I kept looking at him like, how do you do this? I know you're professional. I know you've been doing this for 10 years, but like, how are you still doing this, sir? I was getting tired at certain points. I'm like, no, I have to for him. Like, and that's the thing he said too for day 2, where he was like, our energy helped him. And you can really tell, like, I'm just going to say, and people can disagree. That's the most like relaxed I've ever truly seen him. And my first indication of that was like when he did Mona Lisa and his jacket fell off and you saw his shoulder. He didn't immediately fix it. I was like, oh, so he's comfortable tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even the day 1, we had energy. Day 2, there was more energy. So it was just like, you just knew he was in it. He was in it.
I mean, even if we look at the after, and I say the after is when he released the TikTok from backstage in Oakland in the gray sweatpants. That dance he did on that TikTok fed into that energy because he literally filmed that before he went out for sound check.
Exactly.
And you knew what was happening. He knew as he was going out to sound check after what was going to happen.
Yeah.
The energy was different that night. And, you know, people can argue, but it's.
And he was so goofy, too. Like, that's the goofiest I've ever seen him. Like, obviously, he's been like goofy, especially towards the encore where he brings out that box. But like one memory that will always stick with me where I was like, he was the goofiest besides the Mona Lisa belt thing. Because I think that was part of the goofiness. And his, you know, the thoughts came out. He wasn't meant to say. He would say it in front of the members. Just he didn't mean to say that in front of Army. But before Daydream, you know, when he's on the giant thing after he just got done doing, is it Hang Song that he sings before he goes into Daydream? Because he's on a platform and then he falls back. I don't remember what song he does before that. It does no, because he was way too high up there.
It was, I think it was disease. It's disease is before.
Is it disease? Okay, that makes more sense.
I think it's disease. And then he like, after that, it goes into, and then, yeah, I think it's disease. I'm not sure.
Because you know how he's like, he stops for a minute and he's telling us to clap, right? So like,
yeah,
during day 2, he was like, clap, clap, clap. And I don't know what took over him. I don't know if he just watched like RuPaul's Drag Race or something, but all of a sudden he started going clap, clap, clap. I was like, wait, what is going on? Oh, that's the part I wish I was recording because it was so funny.
It was funny
until he fell on the bed.
It was so sassy.
It was so sassy. And I couldn't stop laughing. It was like, oh God, I wish I had that on my phone.
Besties, okay?
Maybe. Because like I haven't heard him do that in any other stop. I would have seen that online. I'm surprised I didn't see this one online, but it was hilarious to me. He didn't do that day 1. He switched it up on us and I could not control myself.
No. He was, like I said, day 2 was a whole other show. Like,
yeah,
the energy was so different.
It was different for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, since we're on that, because Gina did bring up how people reacted, do you want to talk about some of the discourse we saw online?
What? Oh, about the crowd volume.
I think it was more the crowd's energy, since we just got off of Hobie's energy, the crowd's energy, and volume 2, but I guess that goes into energy.
I think I had seen discourse about how people said certain stops were not as excited or loud, or they weren't dancing enough, or they weren't singing loud enough. And it was like the whole interactions are like, well, you know, this place, was so much better. You could tell the energy was better. What was the crowd doing? And I was like, and they were talking about Oakland, because they were like, LA is going to be so much better because you can tell that their energy isn't the same. LA's energy will be so much better. And I think it's such a weird thing to say, because I think that there was energy in every stop that he was at. You cannot compare crowds. And the fact that people are trying to be competitive over who's the better fan at a concert.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's such a wild thing to say and to judge, because everybody has a different perspective when they go to a concert, because everybody has different needs at a concert. You have people who have sensory issues that are going to the concert because they want to enjoy it, but loud noises bother them. So they're not going to be screaming if they themselves have headphones on, blocking out the sound. Or their children. They're not going to be as wild as the grown women that we are, screaming our hearts out and calling him daddy. Or you have a lot, and I saw a lot of like senior citizens, a lot of grandparents love Hobie. He has this demographic of like grandma and grandpas that love him. And so they're not going to be the same volume or able to dance as much as other people. And I think that people just have this perception that we're all going to be feral for this man, but some people don't feel comfortable and they just want to stand there and wave their army bomb and be happy. So to gauge somebody's joy by how loud they scream or how much they know the lyrics, some people just want to sit there or stand there and observe and enjoy the atmosphere, because maybe they don't get out so much. Like, people forget what compassion and just like common sense, because we could even see the comparisons that they make from international fans like us compared to Korean fans. But we're two completely different groups of people. So how we enjoy shows is completely different. So to be competing for like who's the most feral is so silly to me. It's so silly. And it's not important. It's whoever,
yeah.
If you have joy and you're there and you're screaming, then enjoy it. Don't compare yourself to other people.
And even it's just like, because if I think of myself, like I'm not a screamer. That's why I kept saying like I didn't scream when I got attacked by the confetti. But like you said, like I was mostly doing the woos or the yas because like my voice doesn't get that loud, but I also try to preserve it. But also too, it's like if you look at me, I look perfectly fine and healthy. I've been trying to be pretty honest about my health crisis that I've been through the past couple of months. So I was just thankful I was able to be at a place where I was sort of healed to where I could go to see the concert because that was my biggest worry. I thought I was going to like drag you guys down of like my speed of walking and stuff or like have lack of energy. Like I tried my best to dance, but there were some parts like I was in pain where I couldn't move around like I usually do at concerts. So it's also like y'all don't know what people are going through. And I kind of really want to stop this judging of watching people and because they're not putting in the energy you would put in that you're like ridiculing them. And I saw that a lot with people that weren't able to go. And I don't know if that was like a sense of jealousy in a way too. Cause like, let's be honest, it could have been because I saw a lot of people like, well, if I was there, it would be this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, cool. That's you. That's not everyone. I understand the arguments when it comes to people just standing there and recording everything. That's a different thing. But it's like also there's tons of people who just kind of stand there and, like you said, absorb things. And even if they don't look like they're having fun, it's like the best time of their life. Like we don't stop judging people. This is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Because I saw that a lot too when like he went to the Philippines and people were like, oh, like the Philippines put like American stops to shame and stuff because how loud they were. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they were just excited to see Hobie because I don't know the last time a BTS member has been in the Philippines. Like that's different. Okay. As much as y'all like to say it, the Americans are very spoiled, which we're not. Because again, I'm not getting into the logistics of how much a lot of us have to travel and spend money we don't have to go to these places if we choose to. Just stop judging people. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. And it's scary to think that it could become a norm for OT7. And like,
I'm sure it is.
And it's just like and I just think that it is a silly trend. Don't try to outfan the fandom. You're a fandom who gets to enjoy something. And we're all different. Like we always say, we're all different from all different places in the world, different races. Well, there's also different things that keep us like from being able, like you said, like if you have autoimmune, if you have sensory issues, if you have anxiety, there's other components that people go through to be able to enjoy a show. They will try to get strong enough to go. So you saying, oh, you're not loud enough, you're not doing enough is like so ridiculous to me. People are getting joy from seeing these guys and putting the money in to see these shows, and it's special to them. And so that is their joy. So if everybody wants to enjoy, they're going to enjoy how they want. And I don't like that it's becoming like a status symbol. Like if you're there, you're required to do this, that, or the other. Nobody's required to do anything other than be respectful of people around you and don't be rude. Like that's, because we didn't have any, because I had seen stories of like rude fans or whatever. We did not have any of that where we were.
No, we got really lucky with people around us. I mean, this is the most freebies I've ever gotten at a K-pop concert.
Like I definitely feel, because with Yoongi, there were some stops that had some things happen. People were ejected and stuff like that from the crowd, but we did not have any of that. So I was really grateful for that. And nobody smelled, okay? Everybody had cleaned their ass, okay?
Yes.
So again, I think
that's a good thing about Florida afford seats because no one's camping.
No one's camping.
So so we were very lucky there. People washed their ass because I know
in other places, and that's been a thing. Even an idol had to say something, which is a little.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have found because obviously Oakland's not. I mean, it's a drive, but it's not too bad. So I have found though that venue, I've never had an issue with any of the K-pop concerts that I have gone to with issues with fans being out of control or, rudeness, or every single concert I've gone there, never, ever had a problem. It's always been just like what you guys had experienced. Everybody's just there passing out their freebies, having a good time. There's actually, it's surprising to me how many people you find who went solo. Both nights we had a couple of people around us who were there by themselves. And it's just because, you go by yourself because you're not by yourself. So Oakland for me is just, I wonder how many people who are complaining were even in the building, because for me, those screams were so loud. It was loud.
The top.
Yeah, the top.
300.
Jesus Christ, I thought I was going to lose my hearing from them.
They were so loud. I thought we were like, no, when they got to the third floor, even Hobie was like, holy shit, because literally it was so loud. I wish people could have heard the sound difference, because the people at the top were losing their mind.
Yeah.
And I had talked about that with my friend Brianna. We had did an episode talking about seeing them in LA, kind of like the last OT7 tour after COVID, because people were talking about that for LA too, that it wasn't loud enough. I'm like, y'all have to remember, this was heavy still around COVID. We all had masks on. So even in my videos, my mask is diluting the volume of my screaming. But it was loud, because even Brianna had talked about she wasn't there both days. I went both days, but she had arrived in the area to get merch day one. And she said she could hear us outside in the parking lot during day one at that LA show. And she's like, I'm pretty sure people even in the arena next to us, because they had a concert as well for something or some event, they could hear us in SoFi Stadium. That's how loud we were. But because people are watching videos and because of the mask, they thought we were being very quiet when that wasn't the case at all.
I think too, even the mics on the phones can't pick up what the volume was. Because a lot of too, if you're holding it sideways, you're blocking part of the mic. So it kind of mutes the sound. So you really can't get a good perception of what it actually is like in the place.
Yeah.
But that, so you have to take those things into consideration. Just because it isn't blowing out your eardrums on the screen doesn't mean that it's not blowing out your eardrums in real life when you're there.
And I had earphones, or I had earplugs in, okay?
Yes,
yeah, you did have earplugs.
The only one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not damaging these ears. Okay. And I'm so glad I wore them, because I think it was even louder than what I was hearing.
Oh, it was. I'm pretty sure what Gina and I were hearing was louder than what you were hearing, for sure. Yeah. Though, I feel like sometimes Oakland, I've heard that before, where people are like, oh, Oakland doesn't have the same energy kind of stuff. But I don't know. I have a good time there. I will say, thinking about it, one of my favorite parts, and it was more for me, you two wouldn't have gotten it as much, was when he started chanting, it was J area, when he was like, J area. That's a huge thing for those of us from the Bay, because that is, I think is it E40 who says that's his whole Bay Area thing. So when he was doing that for Oakland, that is so special, because that's a private thing for just us Bay Area people alone, because it's not an LA thing. It is literally our thing. So when he did that, I know there were so many people in the crowd who were just like, oh my gosh, because that's special to us. So
no, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. So I would love if E40 wanted to do a song for BTS. That'd be really cool. And they would really be repping the Bay then. I'm just saying.
Would really
I love me some E40.
Then. Yeah. I saw him last year. So last year before. He came to a reggae festival of all things.
Interesting.
It was very interesting. The lineup was very interesting. Let's just say that. But no, if they did that, but no, that moment, I know nobody can say that people that were from Oakland or from the Bay Area did not just get in their feels for that, because that's just the thing for us. That's something we own.
Yeah. I think every show is special because he made it special and the crowd.
Yes.
So you can't replicate anything that is very personalized. And he did try to represent wherever he was, whether it was in Jersey or something. He really did try. And I think that's why I don't like the comparison thing either, because it really is, he tried to personalize each show and make the armies there feel special.
Exactly.
And so you can't compare it and say the energy was off, because it was exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Before we kind of like move on, I kind of want to take it way back to like the favorite moments question. Because I forgot to mention this too, is just like the way when we were talking about how fans were being respectful to each other. I'm very glad, especially for America, because I was very worried. I'm not gonna lie, I know how we could get here. Okay, let's be honest, how they were respectful to Hobie as well, because he, actually did get down to the people in Barricade and interacted with them a lot, and that he would choose somebody during equal sign to like actually go up there and like give them their moment. I really enjoyed day 2 because it was with the little boy, which was the cutest interaction ever. Because he high fives everyone, I think, during one verse. And the day 1, he did like an older gentleman. So I saw another guy and I was like, okay, he's probably going to go to a guy. But when I saw that kid, when he was high fiving people, I'm like, no, he's going to that child during equal sign. And I was right. I just knew when I saw that little boy. I'm like, oh, no, he's going to him. And it was just so funny because he goes up to him and he like asks him his name and he says his name. And he's like, are you ready? And the kid was nervous. So usually when you ask children in America, it's like, what's your name? Oh, how old are you? He automatically gave his age. So he's like, 11. I'm 11. He's like, oh, you're 11, which let's point out Hobie has gotten better with his conversation in English, that he was able to respond back and forth. And he asks him again, like, are you ready? And I forgot what he had. He's like, what? He's like, are you ready? I was like, this is so funny. This is so cute. Oh, the poor little boy. I hope someone in his family's recording to show him in the future.
I know.
And then they finally did the song, but that was also one of my favorite parts.
It is so cute, though.
It was adorable. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to behave. No one was trying to pull on him. Yeah. No one was trying to like do anything inappropriate. He was able to have fun with us. I know during sound check, he went up to one girl and have her sing Sweet Dreams, which was also very funny too. If y'all remember that.
Yeah.
So I just had to bring that up. Because I also am sitting here thinking like not only other members, but like if Jin tours too, like would he do something like that? I think that's why we're questioning like if his tour is going to be part of playing games or not.
And it's hard. It is hard to say, but I definitely think that Hobie got out of his comfort zone and he challenged himself a lot, because getting into the crowd, it can be a very terrifying thing. Because I do think having a seated floor was so intelligent, because it put the boundaries between people so they didn't crush. Because I think if he had general admission, there would have been a lot of things that happened with the like getting crushed or trampled. But the chairs really did put that boundary for everyone. And people were able to have their moments without crowding each other too, because he did he would run the whole barricade, that man. He would start from one end and go to the other. So I think he did it the right way. I think that it just really did make it more comforting and enjoyable for everyone. But yeah, I was really impressed with the US. Listen, we get handsy sometimes. We get bold. Like it just is, we are confident people, okay? And
by a default sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it was really nice to see that people, I think, were really considerate. They really did try to respect his boundaries and let him come to them. You would see he would lean in, and then that was like the okay for whoever he had his arm around to lean in the other 50%. And he would hug them. Like he was very comfortable doing that. And I love that, because it did make some of the best interactions. Like I always look forward to even social media posting, like what was his interaction with that night? Because it was memorable. But I hope they continue. I hope Jin does continue, even in his own way, okay? Even if he's holding a stuffed tuna between you and him, it's still fine.
Oh my God. Speaking of tuna, we got to mention these freaking acorns.
The acorns.
Oh, the acorns. The stupid acorns.
These stupid acorns. Because why?
No.
It's just, I don't know if I've ever... Was it this bad for the guitar picks for Yoongi? For people who went to... It was this bad?
Was it that? I don't...
Yes, because everybody wanted the guitar picks. And that's why they made the special edition ones. Because I have mine. Yeah, I'm going to show you.
You know, their city. Yeah.
But I have them, but I did not buy them there. You know where I bought them? Weavers.
That's where I got mine for Oakland.
Them after the fact because nobody could get them. They would start lining up at like 3 a.m. for these guitar picks. And it was chaos and everybody wanted them. And I wanted them too, but I wasn't getting in there at 3 a.m.
No.
So that's why I was scared for the acorns because I was like, I feel like you have to be there. And even VIP, when we did our special shopping, same thing. You have to run there. If you want the acorns, you had to run like you had your ass on fire to get to the booth to get those stupid acorns. But the thing is because they're exclusive to the stop, that's why people wanted them.
That's why I wanted them. I just wanted the blue one.
All we wanted was a freaking acorn.
I just wanted the blue. I just needed the one for Oakland. Because I have my guitar pick for Yoongi as well, but I did the same thing. I got it off of Weavers because
and that's what's going to happen with the acorn.
There was no other way to get it.
About this.
Yes, we did talk about this.
After this tour is over, look for the acorn sale.
Oh, I'm in there all the time because I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the notification because I will tell you too right now, the second I get that notification, I'm going in and I'm getting 3 acorns.
$25
because I'm going to pay for that stupid acorn.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like $15
shipment from me. I don't care. I'm like, this acorn, I wanted that acorn so bad, but not at 3 a.m. That was
no. Because then they also sold them the day before on Sunday. And like you guys were saying, people were like lining up literally at like midnight just to get these freaking acorns.
And they are cute. Don't get me wrong. The greatest idea. It was so smart. And, you know, the charms are very popular. Like these little charms, they are so popular. It's a great way to decorate your bags. But it is insane. And they had to put a limit.
Yeah.
On how many you could buy because people would just go and buy like 5.
Yeah.
And then sell them
limited to one.
I think,
for like $500, you know?
And they were sold out. They said even for the VIP sale, they were sold out within the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
Like every person who went up there got an acorn.
They should have just put them in our VIP bags. I don't know why they did not. That should have been part of the merge for VIP. I'm sorry.
I think that if it would have been, I would have taken probably the little box out because in the VIP box, there was a little tin box that you can put stuff in, the sunglasses, and the lock. I love the lock idea. I think that was cute. I think you should have taken the little box out and put the acorn of your stop in the VIP box. That way, it would have been really cute. That way VIP would get them and it would make it more special. And then other people could buy them, of course. But then at least you didn't have all the people hoarding in front of the merch line just for an acorn. Because a lot of people didn't want the other stuff. They just
we had to tell people when the merch line had opened up inside the stadium because they were like waiting to see if they possibly had acorns. And then Gina had to put on her mom voice when they opened up, be like, if you're in line for acorns, there are no acorns in this line. And you could see the people like leave the line.
And then people were like screaming, thank you so much. Because they had to stand there for like 800 years to just not get anything. So I would have been frustrated if I had stood in line for like that long.
Yeah. No, you did a lot of people a favor. So
yeah. So listen, if you hear this and you were in Oakland and heard my voice, you're welcome. But I had a very loud, booming mom voice. I did. But no, I think the acorn thing is ridiculous. But I think what makes it less meaningful in a way is that people are going to, if they do the Weverse, buy it and not even be there. They just want.
They're going to want to collect all of them.
Yeah. And so, because there is a little satchel that said, put your acorns in, that little brown satchel that they were selling. And I think people are just going to do that. And again, do you, but I think they should have had more acorns for sale and they should have put them in the VIP box for sure.
They should have had known if you're going to make something exclusive, it was going to be like the hot thing people wanted.
Yes.
Well, but like we were talking about, we know once the tour is over, it's probably just going to be on Weverse for like triple the price.
Yep, basically. And shipping is going to be like $50.
Well, and like we were saying, I think like we were talking about with the guitar picks, you know, they made those site specific and everything. And so those sold out. Like logistically, you can't tell me there's not somebody analyzing that type of stuff with merch and everything. So I think they definitely saw how it went down. And my personal opinion is they saw it and went, oh, well, we'll just do what we did last time. We'll only make so many. And then we'll put them on Weverse like we did for the guitar picks. Well,
I said to Simi, my prediction for Jin's tour is there's going to be a tuna charm or like a little bobber, like a fishing bobber.
A fishing bobber. I could see it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that will be exclusive. And that's going to be, because he also loves the charms. He loves the cutesy little charms. So I could just see it like a little tuna or a little fishing bobber as your charm, and I bet you they're going to be selling those. That's
or a
my
charm of like him fishing, and it has like the city name on his back. Oh, I want one for Tampa so badly.
I could see the tuna with the name, with the
right.
I could see the tuna fish with the
like I said, I'm calling it now for merch when it shows up.
Mm-hmm.
I knew
it. And then people need to comment on this episode if it comes true that Gina works for Hype. I'm just saying.
That Gina works for Hype. I mean, come on, all of us in Discord, we know she secretly works for Hype. She's got a secret identity.
I need to stop.
This is our thing. We all know that she actually works for her.
I freaked myself out though at this point. I freaked myself.
That or they just found her and they just listened to her.
And they just listened to her.
Like they found your TikTok lives and that you are one of the fans that they stalk. Which
like you probably have.
Can you come in with the benefits, please?
Yeah.
Where are the benefits? Where are the tickets? Come on now.
She's got a dedicated Hive employee who just whenever she pops up, they're dedicated to tracking Gina so that they can get all her ideas.
How they track for the lives and they take people's lives down. They just track me when I go live just to spy on my ideas.
They do.
Pretty much.
They do.
You do have a dedicated intern for you.
Better go check it out. So is this the end? Are we ending this?
I think
we're almost there. There is one more. I'll do, because we had a whole list. I'll do two more because honestly, I don't feel like talking about the incident that happened at the venue. I'm going to just let that pass. Just know Gina was about to fight somebody for me.
I did.
It is
I
what it is.
fought somebody.
She was. And it wasn't, but let's be clear, it wasn't a fan that she was about.
No. Army.
It was not Army. It was staff.
Not BTS staff either. The staff at the arena.
It's staff at the arena.
I did about fight somebody. I was very close. They were going to get in my face and I was about ready to fight. I will defend my friend's honor, okay? Just put it that way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just don't put your hands on people. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you're an employee, like, why? I'm over it. I just had to sit here and be like, I hate that I'm this type of person, but it's like, I know they don't make that much money. It's one of those things where you sign up and you're not always there. It is what it is.
But thank you to the staff who made it right in their own way.
Yes.
Who had some extra things that helped. Okay. So shout out to her. Okay.
Yes, she was very helpful. Actually, the one who was, the guy wasn't too bad either. The security guy, he did actually try to help. So,
yes.
But the customer service woman, she was very nice. So shout out to her.
Yes.
Yes. So was there a song you guys wish Hobie did? And I'm just gonna go to Gina because I already know her answer, and I texted to her.
I know,
already
and I think her answer is going to be the same as mine because there's only one. There's only
one song that I needed to hear that I didn't hear that I will forever request forever and always, and that's Blue Side. It's my favorite. It's just my favorite Hobie song, and I love it so much. And I know it doesn't fit his vibe for this tour. I realize it's a sad girl song, a sad person song, okay? But it's my song, okay? It means so much to me. And he had an interlude during Hobie Palooza. It was he didn't even sing it. It was just him dancing in a blue screen light, okay? And it was his silhouette against the blue. And it was so beautiful. And I was like, when are you going to sing this song to me? And I was hoping it was going to be on the set list. And I know why it's not. Simi has talked me down numerous times.
I knew this was shade for me. I was like, she's talking about me.
Listen, Simi is my voice of reason, and I know why, okay? She gives me the realest takes, and I appreciate her very much for that. But it still makes me a little sad because it is my song. I will ride and die for that song. Like, if that man ever approached me and said, what song do you want me to sing? I will say Blue Side straight as face and say, where is it? He has said in an interview that he was going to do it, but where is it? Where is it? It was not on this tour, okay? It could have been. It's how I feel like with C. I will never see that song perform live in my life, but do I want it? Yes, I do. But no, Blue Side Forever and Always will be the one that I wish that I could see live, and I wish he would have performed. But I know it doesn't fit the vibe, but it will always fit my vibe, okay?
Maybe he'll squeeze it into the finale. We never know, okay? We don't know.
Listen, but I'm not going to be there, but I'll still take it.
True. What about you, Nae? Yours is also Blue Side?
Mine is Blue Side because that is actually also my favorite. That is also my favorite J-Hope song, Blue Side. And I totally understand it does not fit the vibe of the concert. Like, I know it did not fit into the set list anywhere. But, he could have maybe just given us, like, I need just a moment. Just give us a moment, like maybe halfway between, and then go back to being like, Jay. But
listen,
it's my absolute favorite J-Hope song. And I would have loved to have seen him. Like,
see?
Because you know what it is? It's just so gentle. It's so it's sad, but it's so gentle. It is a sad people song. It isn't. You know what? It is an Aquarius anthem, I think. At this point,
I mean, with the three of you, that makes sense.
But yeah, there's just the softness to it that I just want to see him do. It's
very vulnerable.
Yeah,
you really see that, and I think
that was my pick too.
Oh, sure.
I know. She's shaking her head at us like,
it's not going to happen.
These two sad girls with me that I even realized.
The two sad girls. I mean, okay, so I'm going to ask you, what would yours have been?
What's yours?
And you know what? I think this would have fit in it because he did do some old songs. It's one of his solo songs from BTS. Because I was actually looking even on his solo work. He really only didn't perform like maybe 3 songs. I have 2 answers. So if I wanted a song from like Jack in the Box, I really would have loved to see Safety Zone. And I was kind of expecting it from his VCR. But it didn't come. It's okay. I didn't need to be sad. He actually did me a favor. But the song that I think would have fit and he could have done a dance to is Boy Meets Evil.
I was going to say, I thought it was going to be that one.
I feel like I said that to you before. I think I was hoping or was wondering if he would try to fit it in there.
Hard for that. You and Caitlin were riding hard for Boy Meets Evil.
I know Caitlin was writing for it too, but I feel like he could have fit it like in the beginning somewhere when he was doing The Rock. But then again, it would have meant he couldn't dance in that outfit he had on though. The red outfit.
Yeah.
Especially with the fur. He still could have performed it.
That one is my favorite. If we want to talk about favorite outfit, that was the one. The red with the furs, like hot as hell.
Mine too.
But
mine was the dress down flannel with the glasses.
Valid. Valid.
That was it for me.
But no, I do think I could have seen him do it, like even to open up the full marathon, like before he did one verse. If he really wanted to bring it back, to start with Boy Meets Evil, do that, and then go right into one verse and be wild. That would have been a cool transition too. No, I think that would have been a good. I think he should have added that to the set list. Listen, maybe it will be in the finale. Listen, we're all betting on it. That finale in Korea, all right? He said 30, he had 33 shows or whatever left, and that was 2 extra or whatever than he said. So he had a slip of the tongue. So if there's 2 more shows, maybe, listen, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So if you guys could have gone to another stop, would you have gone? And honestly, I feel like Oakland was perfect for me, so I don't really care to have gone to any other stop. I'm actually really happy I went to Oakland, so no, I'm good.
Yeah, because my daughter went to LA, and that BMO was like a huge stadium compared to the other venues that he had done. So I don't know. I liked Oakland, but I don't know if it's just because I had you two with me. It was like the first time I had Army friends come with me to a concert. So that just made it more special. I don't know that I would have had that if I'd gone to any other, like if I'd gone to LA or something like that. So I liked what I had.
Well, behind the scenes, I almost went to another show. I almost did pull the trigger and go to the last day in Chicago, or the first day. It was one of the days in Chicago. I almost went. I almost got a last minute ticket and flew for a one-nighter, gone in and gone out. I did not. I don't regret it. I'm glad that I went to Oakland. I think for me, it was like the best experience that I could have had. And again, it was like I got to go with people that I really wanted to go with. And again, it played out perfectly. Like getting double sound check unexpectedly and just being able to see him perform and be so happy made it worth it. I wouldn't change anything, like at all. Like I don't think there's any stop that I'm like, oh, I would have gone. Like I said, Chicago was like a crazy dream that I dreamed up, and then I was like, no, this is a bad choice. Again, somebody told me no. And I didn't.
And it wasn't me. Because I didn't know.
It wasn't.
It was Caitlin.
I feel like Chicago was not so much just Hobie. It was also about who was there, specifically one person.
And that was for me. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that was more for you to see somebody other than Hobie. That's why Chicago would have happened.
Listen, I love my friends, people. This is the one thing. I will beat up staff members. I will travel to you for a one night. Listen, I will do it. Like I said, I'm impulsive. Okay, I will buy those tickets and say, where did they go? Oh, they're in my pocket right now.
Yes, she's very impulsive. But honestly, too, like you said, I mean, I don't know if we would have been able to get double sound check in any other stop. Like we really got lucky at Oakland. Absolutely. A little spoiled, but
a little spoiled, just a little.
So I'm going to have to lower my expectations for these gin ones, because I can't be like, okay, I'm just going to do the same thing like Hobie. I'm going to get a sound check one night and then get reselled and they'll honor it and then it'll be in the middle. I got to lower these expectations because they're starting to get a little too crazy. I just want to be in the building. But before we officially wrap this up, if you two would like to, or if you have any tips to have a great experience to a K-pop concert, what would they be? Just for anyone who's never been, or maybe afraid to go alone, things like that. Or maybe they're also ones that don't want to go because there's also a new thing I'm seeing online, and it happened more with the AT sale about like people getting extremely upset if they don't get VIP, they don't want to go at all. That's a new thing I'm seeing with a lot of these concerts.
Really? I have not seen that. I haven't seen that.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't go in expecting that you're going to get your wish list. Okay. Dream big, But also know that if you want to go, you will go no matter what. Like, I always say this. I was in the 500 section in SoFi, and I had the most amazing time. And then I have been on soundcheck for some of these solo tours, which is also amazing. You are going for the experience and to hear the music and see the performances and to spend time with Army. Like, I know we always say, oh, Army can be toxic or whatever. But truthfully, when we were there and getting freebies, there were so many nice Army, creative Army who were so proud to share their freebies with us. And that to me is like so much more meaningful than like, anything else. And if you're going by yourself, again, I go by myself to many concerts. A lot of K-pop concerts I've gone by myself. It can be intimidating, but you will make friends. I promise you, someone will be like, oh, you're here by yourself. You want to stay with my friends? We can wait, and you can go to the bathroom and we'll save your spot. Like, there are people who will genuinely care and you will have a good time. And so and I also want to say, pack your concert bag to what you need, because you think that you won't need it. You might. Like, seriously, freaking Advil. How many Advil do I pass out? Just pack Advil, painkiller, okay? You think you might not need it, freaking need it. If you have pain from just walking around all day and getting freebies and stuff, take it 30 minutes before the show and you will withstand the show. I always tell people to do this. If you feel like you are going to have pain or a headache or whatever, just take it 30 minutes before the show and it will last the whole time. And then you can feel pain afterwards and pass out. But I always recommend that because for me, I am a person who fatigues fast and I get sore fast. And so that's something I do before every show. And it literally saves me every time. Plus, too, if you get the little travel ones, you don't even need a whole ass bottle, but there's just the travel size. Then you can hand it out to other people who also forgot their aspirin and didn't think they were going to need it. But that's what I say all the time. I know Advil sponsor me, but literally that shit saves lives. Okay. That's the one thing I always recommend for concert goers because like anything can happen. Like even spraining your ankle on your big ass boots that I see walking around. Like, seriously, Advil is your friend. But yeah, that's what I got to say on that.
What about you, Nae?
Well, she touched on a lot of stuff. I think my biggest thing, especially if not just for like BTS or the solo tours, but any K-pop concert, don't go in with an expectation of it being like the last one you went to, because every single one is different. I've been blessed to go to several different concerts between, K-pop, and so far they've all been different in one way or another. If you go in with an expectation that it's going to be like if you had one that you absolutely loved and the next one you're expecting it to be exactly the same, it's not. They're all so different. So don't go in with that expectation at all. Just go in knowing that you're just going to have a good time. I've never heard about that. If they didn't get VIP, they're not going to go. I haven't seen that myself, but
a lot of that.
It's like a new thing that's happening. I've been seeing, again, mainly a lot of people who are ATEEZ fans were talking about it because people were complaining about the prices for VIP, which I mean, we don't have time to get into the economy of these prices going up, but I was seeing that a lot.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. It's all about the experience and the artist. If I like them and I'm willing to put my money out just to get a ticket to go and see them, I don't care if I got VIP or what. I'm just going to go because that's why I'm buying the ticket in the first place. I'm in there to buy a ticket because I want to see them in concert. So yeah, and then don't worry about going solo. I mean, my daughter proved it exactly. This was her first time going solo for J-Hope in LA, and she met friends in line and they adopted her. They were a little older than she was, and they were like, oh, just come hang out with us. And she was in line with them the whole time. And then they were in different sections. She got into her section and she was close. So she, like I sent you guys pictures, she was close. And so she was able to get up on barricade. And the people around her were just, hey, if he comes by here, like, go ahead, squeeze in between us. We can all try to make ourselves fit so we can all have this here. So our experience has always been, everybody's just been good. They've been nice. And, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to just go and have fun. That's the other thing too. Just have fun in your way. Just have fun. That's what it's about.
Good, good. Well, I don't think I can say anything better than both y'all. You both explained it pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your busy days. Especially Nae's. Like, I'll give a little, not a spoiler. I'll break like the fourth wall. She's like a very busy woman. So like when Lala messaged me this morning, she wasn't able to record. I was like, well, I'm not rescheduling because I have no idea the next time I'm going to get days to record on here. So the show must go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I know I'm like the busiest, not like, I don't know why I question it all the time. Why do I have so much stuff to do? And then I see what happens and I go, oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's okay though. But I appreciate you taking these couple of hours to come and, rejoice and talk about our experience at Hobie and remembering and all that. So
and relive.
Yeah.
So
all our good times.
I will. Can I say, just for the end of it, just the whole experience for me was like one of the best, just because I did have you two at my house and it was fun having you guys here. And it wasn't just going to the concerts. Like, the concerts obviously were amazing and we had the best time, but even just the day after and being on my couch and every single one of us feeling, we all knew we felt dead. Like, we were just, our bodies were not going to move. There was no more things that we were going to be able to do. And just to be able to sit and veg and just be in each other's presence and relive everything that was happening. And that just was the icing for me. It was like the cherry on top that just made the whole thing so much better, to be able to just sit back and relive that with you guys. And remembering all of us just laying there, just literally laying there. Like,
the best.
Yeah, it was the best. It was the best for me. So I thank you guys for coming out this way. I know it was quite the travel for you.
No, it was definitely worth it. Not only just, again, to see Hobie, but to finally meet you guys. And like you were saying, just to be able to go with other Army friends who are just excited as I was. So it's definitely probably the highlight of my whole year. Just going to say it now, like, I know Jin, if I'm lucky enough to get these tickets, will still be a different experience. But this one itself, it was just different in a good way. So yeah, definitely going to be my 2025 best time of the year. Do you want to add on to that, Gina? Or, I mean, I know you get a little emotional because I had to comfort you a couple times during the concert, especially afterwards.
I'm good. Don't mind me.
Okay.
My dog's barking in the background.
You're fine. She probably needs your attention. So was there anything y'all wanted to shout out, like social media or projects you're doing online? Let the audience know.
Actually, pretty quiet.
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff. That's the craziest thing for me, is I've met all of you guys through TikTok, but I don't do any of the social media stuff other than stalk people.
I have some things coming down the way, but they're not publicized yet, that I can say. But there is some stuff coming, and maybe, you can have me back sometime and I can share that, But
that's fine with me. Like I said, you're a reoccurring guest, so I'm sure we can bring you back to talk about those things. And Nae, if you're ever free, want to come back, just shoot me a text. Love to have you again.
Awesome.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening to us. You can follow us everywhere on social media at I Was Thinking Pod. If you have any questions, no concerns, or just things you want to share as well, you can email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com. If you listen on Spotify, you can also comment on the specific episode. And if you went to Hobie's tour, whether it was Oakland or a different stop, just let us know what your favorite part was. Or even if you watched it online, like at the Soul stop or any other stop like in America, let us know what your favorite part was. We would appreciate it if you can rate us the highest ratings on whatever platform you're listening on. And that is it. I've been your host, Simone, and we will see you next time. Bye. Oh, no one else wants to say bye. Okay, cool. That is fine.
Bye. Bye.